Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. So I am very pleased to welcome Bhante Rahula. Bhante is here with us tonight to deliver a very auspicious and important Dhamma talk about Metta, loving kindness. So thank you very much, Bhante.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Dear Dhamma friends, today we are going to discuss about Metta, loving kindness, as Sean explained. Thank you, Sean, for arranging this special Dhamma discussion and facilitating for others to benefit the Dhamma. This topic is a very special Dhamma topic in Buddhist teachings. If I am going to discuss or explain all these important Dhamma, it takes a long time. But today I have arranged this Dhamma topic in short way to explain due to time concern. But I will try to do my best. First of all, I would like to explain you the word about Metta. Metta is the Pali word that the Lord Buddha he used in Pali language. And also we call Maitri. Maitri means in Sanskrit language. And also in English, we call it loving kindness or loving friendliness sometimes. And in the same time, also we call it unconditional love. This unconditional love is the most important love that we have in this world. There's no any condition. First of all, I would like to go with Dhammapada, what Buddha has taught us. This Dhammapada has explained about loving kindness in certain places. As we know, there's a very famous saying in Dhammapada. Many people, not everyone, but many people, they know about this statement. What is that? If you would like to learn it in Pali, I would like to recite first in Pali language and also will continue with English translation. Nahi verena verani sammang tida kudachanang averena cha sammanti esa dhammo sanantano. This well famous, the recitation or stanza we call in Pali Gatha, it has a great meaning about loving kindness. In the human history, if we go to the past, and also if we think about the present, and also if we think about the future, always living beings, they have been continuing and having these unwholesome thoughts or unhealthy thoughts in their mind. What we call it? We call it hatred. This hatred is very dangerous. Therefore, the Lord Buddha, he taught us in this way, hatred is indeed never cease by hatred in this world. So, what he taught us, if someone thinks hating someone or hating others, that they can benefit something, they can gain something, it will never happen. So therefore the Buddha, he taught us hatred indeed never cease by hatred in this world. As we know about the history, as we know about the present moment or human nature, nobody can benefit or gain any single thing hating others. It is very unhealthy, and also those who have hatred in their mind, they cannot live a peaceful life. If you wish to have peaceful, healthy life, good thoughts and good mind, you have to develop loving kindness. Whoever develops loving kindness, he or she is able to live peacefully. There's no any pain, no suffering. They are the people, those who sleep well, those who eat well, those who act or do their all activities well without any difficulty. So in that way, the Buddha taught us it is appeased only by loving kindness. This is an eternal law. So there's only way to win or conquer that hatred, that is loving kindness. Loving kindness is not easy to develop. The reason, if our mind is poor means not having good development, good thoughts, good practice, or good understanding, then we are not able to improve or develop loving kindness quickly. I would like to share a small story. I know that Sean, he is a witness and who was in that time. So one day I was teaching meditation in a place. There was a girl who participated with that meditation class. While I was teaching loving kindness meditation, this girl, she started to cry. It was very difficult for me to understand the reason. I didn't know why she was crying. I thought maybe I have done something wrong, or even say something that she couldn't understand whatever I say. Then I questioned her, is there anything wrong, or are you okay? And then what she said, she told me, Bante, the reason why I am crying here, because I hate my mother. That is the reason. When you were teaching loving kindness meditation, I could not control my mind because I hate my mother. Since that, so I cannot practice meditation at all, then I started to cry. This is the nature of many human beings when they hate someone, when they have angry feeling with someone, they are not able to control because it is very dangerous. This is very poison. This is a very danger weapon. We never should follow this hatred. The reason whoever follow or develop that hatred in his or her mind, the person cannot live a peaceful life or good life at all. Sometimes people, they complain and say many different things. He abused me, he ill-treated me, he got the better of me, he stole my belongings. The enmity of these harboring such thoughts cannot be appeased. That is the way how the Lord Buddha, he taught us. When people develop this kind of thoughts in their mind, saying the person, he has abused me, ill-treated me, got the better of me, and also stole my belongings. In this way, nobody can find that peace in their mind. So always they develop hatred. And what is the best medicine for hatred? That is loving kindness, metta. So if I am going to explain you something about loving kindness, there are so many stories what Buddha, he taught us, and also there are many other nice stories what we can learn from Buddha's life. The very important and famous story in Buddhism, there's one very important occasion. Sometime you might know it. And there was an elephant whose name was Nalagiri. This Nalagiri, he was very, very tough, and also nobody could control him. Somehow, this Nalagiri, one time he got intoxicated. The reason, one person, evil person, who wanted to kill the Buddha, so he gave some alcohol to this elephant. In that time, when the Buddha was walking on the street, this Nalagiri, he got very intoxicated and attempted to kill the Buddha. So it says in Dhamma in this way, Nalagiri, the mighty elephant, highly intoxicated, was raging like a forest fire and was terrible as thunderbolt. Then, when he was coming towards to the Buddha to kill him, what the Buddha did? He right away, he developed loving kindness towards to Nalagiri. Then Nalagiri, he understood this special power of the Buddha. That means he felt it. And what Buddha did is sprinkling the water of loving kindness. This ferocious beast did the Lord of Sage subdue. That is the way how it is explained in the Dhamma. So the Buddha applied that loving kindness. In that way, he right away kneeled down on the ground and respected the Buddha. So even being an animal, he felt that special good Dhamma, that means Dhamma means the power of loving kindness. So he did not do any single harm to the Buddha. He was like a kid, and then the Buddha blessed him. That is the way how the Buddha control his anger. Especially, you can think about your life. Sometime when you live in this world, you meet many different people. Always you think this person is good for me, this person is not good for me. Sometimes it might change, but most of the time people say, I don't like him or her. Then what they develop anger in their mind. Sometimes that anger develop into highest level, then they start to, what they start to do? Then they start to hate others. This hatred, then they apply into certain things and then harm others. So in this way, if you have anger, what you should do? You should develop loving kindness. You should apply loving kindness. Every single moment, try to be mindful. Mindfully try to develop these loving thoughts in your life. If you have developed this loving kindness, when something happens, if you have any angry feelings, then you can think, oh no, I don't want to hate anybody. I am not angry with anyone. I tell you a true story that I experienced in my life. Let me first explain another teaching of the Buddha, and then I will teach you a nice story, how I apply loving kindness in my life. So the Buddha taught again, he abused me, he ill-treated me, he got the better of me, he stole my belongings. The enmity of those not harboring such thoughts can be appeased. So if you just think that, oh, that he did something wrong for me, and develop those thoughts in your mind, then you will never find peace in your life. So all the time you should disregard those thoughts. You should disregard those unhealthy thoughts. No hatred. And so in that way you can live a peaceful, very happy life. I believe it maybe 10 years ago. I think this story I shared with Sean one time. I was flying from one place to another place. In that time, I had a small, my carry-on bag. It had a few Dhamma books and a small statue of the Buddha. So somehow, the lady who was on that on the counter at the boarding place, and she asked me to keep in that place, and because she said the aircraft is small, but my bag was very small. Then I told her, I have some religious items here. Is that okay if I take it with me? Then she looked at the bag and said, oh, you are fine, you can take it. Then I did, and I put in the cabin hall. there was more space. After maybe a few minutes, the air host came to me and looked at me, got very angry and blaming me, and he took the bag and threw it away, out of the aircraft. Now all the people are looking at me. I didn't say any single words. I thought this is very good time for me to apply loving kindness, not getting angry. Right away, I closed my eyes and then started to practice loving kindness meditation. May you be well, happy and peaceful. I don't want to get angry at you. That is the way how I practice and apply the Dhamma. And then somehow I think somebody took it and maybe gave it to someone, and later I got it back. And this gentleman, he came to me later and asked me, would you like to have some water? I opened my eyes and then I told, oh no sir, thank you. That's it. So since that, and then I think took 2 hours, then I was practicing meditation, and I could complain and that he did something, he abused me, but I thought no, I am not going to do it, because in case if this person has children and a family, he will lose his job. I don't want to do it. I thought that's fine. You will even learn something from me, that not to get angry. Then I left the aircraft after landing. So I just wanted to share with you the reason. If I try to argue or blame him, I don't think that I could fly in that aircraft and had to have peaceful mind. So all the time, you all should be very mindful. Think and apply the Dhamma, what you have learned. In that way, you can live a good life and peaceful life. And also, the Buddha taught us, people other than the wise do not realize we in this world must all die, and not realizing it continue their quarrels. The wise realize it, and thereby their quarrels cease. So if we understand that one day we will all die, that we have to leave everything, this world, nothing is belong to us. So nobody argue, nobody fight each other, no quarrels. So the reason we do not realize this truth, not realizing this truth, always we try to make unhealthy environment in our life. Therefore, friends, remember, the best way to live peacefully, not hating anyone. Yeah, that's the reason why the Buddha taught us, indeed, we live very happily, not hating anyone among those who hate. Among men who hate, we live without hating anyone. So it doesn't matter whoever hate, but if you know the true medicine, so apply it, you can heal the wound. So in that way, Buddha taught us, among men who hate, we live without hating anyone. So you don't want to hate others. So among others, you try to live peaceful life, not hating anyone. That is the best way. So I know personally that some people, they have no control in their life. They have no control at all about loving. They have no control about hating, because it is very difficult for them to understand. When the anger arises, they try to react. Then they use very tough words, and also they do some other different things, and the environment, and they pollute the environment. Environment, their his or her mind environment. So in that way, remember, whatever you learn, so it will be very helpful for you to live a good life. Sometimes you might have lots of money, many wealth, and also many other different things, and good friends, and good family, and many things. Whatever you have, it is useless if you do not have peaceful life. When you are peaceful, when you have very good understanding, when you have love, then that is the best way that you can live a good life. Now, before I continue with the other explanation about loving kindness, I would like to give you a chance if you have any question regarding loving kindness.
So what you mentioned is with regards to anger, as I understood, you said disregard it and focus on loving kindness. But what I read recently in medical literature is that if we suppress anger constantly, what happens is our muscles tend to get tightened and there's oxygen deprivation, which leads to physical illness. So what's actually being suggested is we listen to the anger, process it, and then just let it pass rather than ignoring it. And I was curious what you had to say about that. And I don't mean like go out and punch people, but listen to the anger instead of ignoring it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I understand what you say. Actually, it is not easy to disregard right away if you do not have proper understanding. When you have proper understanding about the anger and the result of anger, then you know it is unhealthy, and then you can control yourself. If just listening to something, and if someone think, oh, I'm going to that disregard anger, and also I'm going to stop getting angry, it doesn't work. So gradually you have to practice and develop, and then you do not get any problem. Right away you can apply, like the way how the Buddha he did, and also the way how myself I experienced. So I didn't have any problem, and I thought, oh, I have been practicing the Dhamma for many years, and this is a very good chance for me to practice and apply the Dhamma. Then I just closed my eyes, and I thought, I'm not going to argue, I'm not going to blame you, I'm not going to get angry. So then peacefully I practice that loving kindness. So yes, as you explain according to science, and then they explain in many different ways, but according to the Dhamma, what the Buddha taught, so gradually practice. Once you understand the truth, the true nature of everything, then easily you can apply. Otherwise, just listening to something or whatever we teach, it is not easy. So then whoever has experience and good understanding, they can apply right away, not having any difficulty. That is the only way. Is that good for you?
I'll just sit with it.
Yeah,
and
it takes time. It is not easy. If like the Dhamma is practical. Practical means you have to develop and apply. So it doesn't happen right away if you have not developed into some levels. Once you have understanding and also the benefits of everything, then you know, oh, this is unhealthy. I should not continue, or I should not accept it. So I should disregard, and then you throw it away. And it's like, you know, something that you don't like, and whatever harm you, and whatever unpleasant, so you just, you know, all the time you try to disregard or not to accept. In the same way, whenever you understand the benefits of loving kindness and also unhealthy situation of hatred or anger, then right away you know this is not right and good. You do not continue with that. That is the only way what you have to do in Dhamma. Yes. Is there any other question? Thank you. All right. So until
We're okay to continue, I say.
yes, Sean, is there any other?
We're good to continue.
Okay. Now I am going to teach you 11 benefits of loving kindness, Metta. This is something very important. So at the beginning, I did not start and explain, and then I thought first I'm going to explain you some other important statement or teaching of the Buddha. So now this is the best time for you to learn the 11 benefits of loving kindness. So this special discourse you can learn in Anguttara Nikaya Mettanisamsa Sutta, the benefits of loving kindness. Mettanisamsa. What the Buddha taught in this very small discourse, the discourse is not a big one, but the meaning is so large and huge. Monks, 11 advantages are to be expected from the deliverance of heart by familiarizing oneself with thoughts of loving kindness. By the cultivation of loving kindness, by constantly increasing these thoughts, by regarding loving kindness as a vehicle and also as something to be treasured, by living in conformity with these thoughts, by putting these ideas into practice, and by establishing them, what are the 11s? So what he explained at the beginning, because if someone practice this loving kindness correctly, he or she, the person, is able to benefit 11 things. Then there are 11 benefits. So therefore, practice correctly and practice well in order to receive those benefits. These are the benefits. So in Pali, it says Sukhang Supati. That means the person who practices loving kindness, he sleeps in comfort, sleeps well. So if you practice loving kindness correctly, if you have developed into certain level, then you can sleep very well without any difficulty. I know there are many people in this world, they need many different medicine in order to sleep well. Even having medicine, they cannot sleep because it disturbs them, having some problems. I know those who learn about medicine, so they know those conditions. But according to Dhamma, what I have learned and what I have experienced in my life, when you have angry feelings, when you are not well, and when something disturbs in your mind, you are not able to sleep well. It disturbs you because the person, when the person has angry thought, he or she thinks, I am going to do something in order to find my own victory. So therefore, they decide many plans to harm the other. So in that way, the anger develop more and more. The person suffer more and more. That is the way. The Buddha said, the one who practice loving kindness very well, he is able to sleep well. He sleeps in comfort. Number 2, Sukhang patibujjati. The person who practice loving kindness, he wakes in comfort. Wake up well. Sometime, not sometime. I know many people, those who sleep, they are not able to wake up well. It takes long time for them to wake up because having many difficulties. When you have peaceful mind, your body, the physical structure also get that comfortable feelings. The mind is the leader. Mind controls everything. When you have relaxed and happy mind, free from anger, then you are able to do things easily, even having physical problems or pain. Number 3, napapakang supinam pasati. The person who practice loving kindness, he sees no evil dreams. This is another difficulty or problems in this world. Many people, they have very evil dreams in then they sleep. They scared. Sometimes some people, they come to me and sometimes they call me and ask me, Bhante, last night I had a dream like that. It was so scary. What can I do? So I have only one answer. Try to have peaceful mind. Try to have happy mind. If something disturbs, try to remove those unhealthy thoughts. That's it. Then you can sleep without any evil dream. And also number 4, it says, Manussanam piyohoti. The person who practice loving kindness, he sees, he is dear to human beings. We all are humans. Sometimes we know with our experience, we don't like each other. And sometimes when we look at others, we think, I don't like him. I don't like her. We have developed some kind of unpleasant feelings and thoughts. I don't like. So but when you have loving kindness, and that means you have practiced loving kindness. When you have experienced loving kindness, the people, whoever sees you and whoever see you, and then he or she think, oh, such a wonderful person, look very peaceful. They want to say hello to you. That is the way. So therefore, if you think that I want others to be happy with me, other people not to have any angry feeling, so try to develop loving kindness. That is the only way. So all human will like you. So they dear to you. They feel, oh, wonderful person. I like him. I like her. That is the way how they feel, because when they look at your face, they can just realize, oh, he is different than others. Even you don't want to be very super beautiful or handsome. Just seeing your peaceful environment, they think, I like him or like her. And also number 5, it says, Amanusanam Piyohoti. He is dear to non-human beings. For example, if you don't know about other non-humans, just think about animals. They are the visible non-humans. So those who have loving kindness, even animals or non-humans, they love you. They do not harm you. They think, oh, let me go to this person. Some dogs, cats, and other animals, they love people, those who have good feelings. They feel it. I know that, because many times I have given life to some animals, and I have paid some money for the butcher house, the slaughterhouse, to save their lives. And then so I received some video clip from them, and the people, those who are ready to kill them, they are very scared. They know the smell of those people. When they approach to them, they get very scared. They cry. But people, those who are kind and compassionate and go and release and give them life, they have no any problem. They approach them very well. So likewise, whenever you have full of loving kindness, metta, then all non-human, even there are different non-human deities, hungry ghosts, and that kind of living beings, they also love you. And number 6, and devata rakkanti. Oh, it says devata means deities, celestial living beings protect you, protect the person. So whether you believe or not, there are some kind of invisible celestial living beings. So when they see such good people, those who practice the Dhamma, and they protect you, and they think, oh, I should protect them from some difficulties and problems. They provide some protection. And also number 7 is say nasa aggiva visangva sattangva kamati. Those who have loving kindness, who practice loving kindness, he gets some protection from fire, poison, and weapons, and cannot touch him or touch the person. So it is very true. And whenever you have loving kindness, then you do not use any weapon. You do not get any harm. Whenever we use wrong thing, the bad result come to us. But here, especially when you have this kind of power of loving kindness, you get protection from those things. And also number 8, it says Tuvatan chittang samadhyati, his mind can concentrate quickly because you are having peaceful mind, happy mind. Easily you can get the concentration. So whenever you practice meditation, and then easily you can concentrate because your mind is peaceful. It doesn't disturb. And also number 9, it says mukhavanno vipasidati. If you have loving kindness, good practice, you don't want to go to the beauty salon. It says his countenance, or that means complexion, is serene. So whenever you have loving kindness, good practice, good feelings, and then you become a very different person. It doesn't matter about the color. So you look so peaceful. Your complexion is totally serene and peaceful. Look very nice, different than others. And number 10, it says asammulho kalang karoti. That means he dies without being confused in mind. When this is something very special, because I know there are some people at the end in their life, they suffer in many ways. They think about their past. They cannot sleep, though close their eyes peacefully. The reason, all their evil thoughts, that means whatever they have done in the past, they arise and disturb them. But the person who has practiced loving kindness, the person, he dies without being confused in mind. So this is another great benefit. And also finally, the Buddha taught us, uttaring appati vijjanto brahmalokupago hoti. If he fails to attain arahant, that means if the person is not able to attain to enlightenment in this life, then after the death, here and now, he will be reborn in the Suddhavasa Brahma world, pure abodes realms. So it has explained in several discourses, and also, as you know, that Karaniya Metta Sutta, and also finally it says Dittincha Anupagamma Silava Dassanena Sampanno Kamesu Vinayagedang Nahijatu Gabbaseyang Punareti. So this loving kindness has great benefit. You know the final, the result. So it says in Karaniya Metta Sutta, the one who is able to that eradicate that sensual desire, he will reborn in the Suddhavasa, that means pure abodes. And then finally, he or she develop into the highest level and attain to arahanthood, and will never come back to the human world. But in the same time, there is another discourse. It says the one who ever able to practice this loving kindness into highest level, finally he is able to attain to Nibbana in this world, realizing that the truth, that means anicca, dukkha, anatta, that means impermanence and suffering and non-self. So whenever the person realizes the truth, that means Four Noble Truth, and then he or she attains to the enlightenment. So this loving kindness has great benefit. Therefore, never try to develop that hatred or anger in your life because it is unhealthy. And also in Karaniya Metta Sutta, in Kuddaka Nikaya, Metta Sutta, it says Metta Sutta. So it says, whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, middling, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy mind. That is the way. It's a very nice discourse, as you know. So what you have to do, develop this loving kindness into highest level. Whenever you develop this loving kindness, so then you think whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, middling, short, subtle or gross. That is the way how you think. Visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy mind. You think in this way for all living beings. So it is a great thing. That is the way how we should develop our thoughts, loving thoughts into a whole world and for all living beings. And then you can live a very peaceful, happy life. So is there any question for you?
Yes, there is a question here, Bante.
Yes, Sean.
It's how do you deal with roadblocks when practicing metta toward difficult people and situations? Example, cruelty.
Okay, very good. Thank you for asking that question. As I explain you many different discourses and example, the person has to understand all barriers. Why we are having this kind of situation in this world. Whenever you understand that situation, the reason why people are suffering, why we are having this kind of disturbance, some barriers, then you try to find a solution. First, try to apply within yourself. Try to understand your weak point. It's like a doctor. When you have any physical problem, you go to the doctor. The doctor question you. Try to find out your symptoms. Then the doctor know, okay, this is the problem. Then he prescribes, go and have this medicine. But in the same time, he say, okay, if when you take this medicine, you should take just one pill a day, or maybe he gives in different ways. So it has some limits. So likewise, gradually, whenever you take those medicine, your illness, your problem will disappear. In the same way, once you understand your weak points, your barriers, difficulties, and that the mind nature, you again fight against that cruelty. So you understand this ill nature arises because of anger and misunderstanding, and also the one who has no patience, no control of mind. Then whenever you understand this ill nature, and then you apply those right and correct medicine, that is metta. That is the only way. In that way, you heal yourself, and the person, he can heal himself or herself, not having any problems and difficulties, and can live a peaceful, good life everywhere, wherever you go, wherever you live. So is that good for you?
Are there any other questions?
All right. If not, so I'm going to continue with the few teachings. And before I finish the Dhamma discussion, and also the Buddha has explained this special metta loving kindness in this way, and it is in Digha Nikaya Mahasihanada Sutta, the Great Lion Roar, and it says, Kassapa, when a monk developed non-enmity, non-ill will, and a heart full of loving kindness, and abandoning corruption, realize and dwell the uncorrupted deliverance of mind, the deliverance through wisdom, having realized in this very life by his own insight, then Kassapa, that monk, is called an ascetic and a Brahmin. This is a very special statement. Okay, once again, I'm going to explain you. It says, Kassapa, when a monk develop non-enmity, non-ill will, and a heart full of loving kindness. So whoever develops non-enmity, non-ill will, then heart full of loving kindness, then the person is the kindness, and abandoning corruptions, realizes and dwell the uncorrupted deliverance of mind. That is the way you can have a good mind, uncorrupted. When it is corrupted, there's no any chance for good. So therefore, the deliverance through wisdom. So you have to have wisdom too, panya. Having realized in this very life by his own insight, then Kassapa, the monk, is called an ascetic and a Brahmin. And so that means they are the people, those who really call a monk, who has developed non-ill will and non-enmity, and who has developed heart full of loving kindness, and not having corrupted mind. So in that way, so you should realize your own nature, and you should destroy that ill nature. Once you destroy the ill nature, that real true nature arises in your mind, you can see the world correctly. That is the meaning. Where the ill nature disturbs you, it doesn't give any chance for you to see the truth. So it is very important. And also the Buddha explained something very important in Samyutta Nikaya, Opama Samyutta Kulasutta. It says, just as it is difficult for burglars to assail those families that have women and many men. That means if someone is try to go and destroy something, that means some thieves, and or they go and steal something, they are not able to do it. The reason, they cannot steal anything from any house if there are many men and women, because they know they will catch them and punish. So likewise, so too, it is difficult for non-human beings to assail a bhikkhu who has developed and cultivated the liberation of mind by loving kindness. This is, as I explained you earlier in that Mettanisansa Sutta, about 11 benefits of loving kindness. It says the Buddha has again explained those who are that non-humans, they cannot disturb you. I don't know whether you believe or not. I have met some people, I have seen some people, those who are having some difficulties. Even doctors, they cannot give medicine, they have no medicine for them. But whether we know or not, whether we believe or not, so sometimes we get some difficulties in our life, but whenever you develop loving kindness into highest level, you are protected from everything. You are protected from everything. That means you have total protection. You are able to live a good, peaceful life. You are able to practice well. You are able to sleep well. You can do every good things. You can help others. You can share all good nature. That is the way. So, in the same time, in Majjhima Nikaya Subha Sutta, it says, and what is a path to company with the divinity? Firstly, a mendicant meditates, spreading a heart full of love to one direction. That is the way. So, firstly, a mendicant meditates, spreading a heart full of love to one direction, and to the second, and to the third, and to the fourth. In the same way, above, below, across, everywhere, all around, they spread heart full of love to the whole world. So try it. Once you practice correctly, then you are able to benefit. So what would finally he explain in that discourse, say, abundant, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and ill will. When the heart released by love has been developed like this, any limited deeds they have done not remain or persist there. Suppose there was a powerful horn blower, they would easily make themselves heard in the four quarters. In the same way, when the heart's release by love has been developed like this, any limited deeds they have done do not remain or persist there. There is a path to company with divinity. So the loving kindness practice is very powerful than anything. That is the meaning. So you can defeat everything, every evil by loving kindness. So even if you have done something wrong, not very major karma, but just normal small thing, so you can just keep them down. That means your loving kindness, power of loving kindness is powerful than those things. So you can live, go ahead with your great practice and you will achieve the highest benefits. That is the meaning. So finally, what I would like to share and tell you, please try to understand the nature of your mind. That means if you have angry feelings, so try to control, try to develop loving kindness in your life, in your mind, and live a peaceful life, not having any pain, not having suffering, and fighting, arguing, and hating others. So never try to have any single thoughts, whatever unhealthy. So as Buddha taught us that metta is the only solution to live a peaceful life. And also wish you all happy and peaceful life practicing loving kindness, and may you all be well, be happy, be peaceful. May you all enjoy this life with love and all other good qualities. May you all realize the highest happiness. Sadhu, sadhu. All the blessings be with you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bante, for taking the time and sharing this wonderful Dhamma with us.